Good morning, friends. So we're celebrating Eric Carle this week. So I thought for my last virtual Fairy Tale Friday, last virtual one, I'm still going to do some at the library. They'll be coming up pretty soon. I would read you a story that was illustrated by Eric Carle. So I have this book at the library. It's called Tom Thumb, and it's Grimm's fairy tales that were retold and illustrated by Eric Carle. There's 4 stories in it. I'm not going to read you the one called Tom Thumb. I'm going to read you the one called The Fisherman and His Wife. Now, the print is pretty small on this, so I'm going to try and read it holding it up like this so you can see, but I might have to put it down to read it and then put it back up so you can see the pictures because the print's really small. But I'm going to try, okay? This is called The Fisherman and His Wife. There was once a poor fisherman who lived with his wife in a tiny hut by the sea. Each morning he went down to the shore and cast his net for fish. One day he pulled up a fish with gold and silver scales. "Oh," said the fish, "I beg you to let me go. I am really an enchanted prince and not at all good to eat." "Prince or no prince, any fish who can talk has earned its freedom," said the fisherman, and he let the fish go. When he told his wife what had happened, she said, "You nincompoop, that was a magic fish, the kind that makes wishes come true. You should have made a wish." "But we have everything we need," said the fisherman. His wife did not listen. "Tomorrow," she said, "catch that fish again and ask it for a big house, like a house in the city. And I would like a black dress with white trim, too." The fisherman did not like to oppose his wife, so he cast his net in the same place the next day. Little waves were beating against the shore. Soon he pulled up the fish. "What is it?" asked the fish with the silver and gold scales. "My wife says I should have made a wish," said the fisherman. "She wants a big house like the ones in the city and a black dress with white frills." "Go home," said the fish. "She has them already." The fisherman went home. Sure enough, his wife, in a black dress with white frills, stood in front of a big house. A week passed, and the fisherman's wife began to find the house too small. "Find the magic fish," she said. "I wish to be a queen and live in a castle." "But surely we have everything we need," said the fisherman. "I must be queen," his wife kept saying. Finally, the fisherman gave in and went to the water. The water along the shore was black, and the wind was high. The fisherman said to the fish when it appeared, "My wife wishes to be queen and live in a castle." "Go home," said the fish. "She already has her wish." The fisherman went home, and indeed, his wife was now a queen. She stood at the door of a splendid big castle. "Ah," said the fisherman, "now you are queen. There is nothing more you could want." "I am not satisfied with being queen," said his wife. "Go to the fish and tell it I want to be Pope." "Oh, no," said the fisherman. "This time you are asking too much. I do not want to go." But in the end, he went to find the fish. The waves were as high as mountains, and the sky was black. In fright, the fisherman said, "My wife now wants to be Pope." "Go home," said the fish. "She has her wish." The fisherman went home and found a great church decorated in gold. Tall candles burned before his wife, who was dressed in a pope's clothes. "Now, surely you can't want for anything more," he said. "I will think about it," replied his wife. That night she could not sleep, thinking of what she might be. She got up early, just as the sun was rising. "Ah," she thought, "I should like to be the one who makes the sun rise." She awoke her husband. "Go to the fish," she commanded. "Tell it I want to make the sun rise. I want to be ruler of the universe." In terror, the fisherman went to the shore. A wild storm was raging. "Oh, fish," shouted the fisherman above the noise of the wind, "my wife wants to be ruler of the universe." "Go home," said the fish. And the fisherman went home. He found his wife dressed in her old clothes inside their little hut. For the rest of their lives, the fisherman and his wife lived in the little hut by the sea. Every day, the fisherman went to the shore and cast his net. As the years went by, he pulled up hundreds of fish, but never again did he see the magic gold and silver scaled fish who could talk and grant wishes. That's the story of the fisherman and his wife. It can be found in this book called Tom Thumb, which has 4 stories. I just read you The Fisherman and His Wife. There's also Tom Thumb, Hans in Luck, and the 7 Swabians. So, you might want to check that book out at the library sometime. That's one that Eric Carle illustrated, and he also retold the stories. So he looked at other tellings of the stories, and he told them in his own way. All right, friends, I hope you like that fairy tale. It's one that I've always liked. So it's kind of like you gotta be careful what you wish for. Sometimes it's better to be satisfied with what you have. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Remember to wash your hands. Remember, I'm thinking of you always, always, and looking forward to seeing you again. If you would like, please know that you can come to story time in the park at Westgate Park at 10:15 on Monday morning, 10:15 with Miss Hannah on Tuesday morning, and 10:15 with me again on Thursday morning. I'd love to see you at any of those times. Well, the 2 times I'm there, and Miss Hannah will see you the other time if you go on Tuesday. It's supposed to be hot this weekend. Stay cool.